Late last night, it was confirmed that Iran's president, Ebrahim Raisi, and Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdollahian died in a helicopter crash. Right after the news broke, many people immediately speculated that it was an assassination due to the current friction between Israel and Gaza and Iran. However, we now have information which suggests the helicopter crash was likely another wild accident because of the weather. According to the Associated Press, the pilot was blinded by an unexpected thick fog as he traversed through the mountains. As we've seen many times, helicopters are not safe when visibility is low. Regardless of the cause, who was President Ebrahim Raisi? Early in life, Raisi served as the deputy prosecutor of Tehran and was eventually nominated to a four-person committee which sought to prosecute political prisoners. He went on to be known as the Butcher of Tehran, as his committee was responsible for the execution of up to 30,000 people, without the exact number being known. From what I can find, most of the political prisoners were part of a group that believed in democracy, gender equality, and were far more open to forming a relationship with the West. It was sad to read about his treatment of these people. But of course, President Biden and the White House sent a PR apology letter out to Iran. This guy literally subjugated women, killed gays, and then held people hostage in Iran. So I don't really feel bad for the guy. Now, earlier today, the International Criminal Court prosecutor officially requested an arrest warrant be issued for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. While the timing may suggest Netanyahu had something to do with the helicopter crash, these two events are actually unrelated. In his filing, prosecutor Karim Khan stated, Israel, like all states, has a right to defend its population. That right, however, does not absolve Israel or any state of its obligation to comply with international humanitarian law. Khan further detailed how international law was broken, stating that Israel intentionally caused death and great suffering to a civilian population. While I have no doubt that Israel has not been perfect, no country is during war. Overall, I do see that Israel has taken steps to warn civilians and has even delayed attacks in order to evacuate a war zone. For instance, the United Nations confirmed that 800,000 Palestinians were safely evacuated from the city of Rafah, which Israel has been threatening to invade for weeks. So far, Israel has found roughly 50 cross-border tunnels between Rafah and Egypt, prompting many to say, oh, now I understand why you didn't want Israel to go into Rafah. So Hamas leaders and Benjamin Netanyahu have been summoned to stand before the court to pay for crimes against humanity. However, neither side will go, but I do think it's interesting that they're not holding Zelensky accountable for the crimes he's committed against Russia. They're only holding Putin accountable for the crimes he's committed against Zelensky. So again, war brings out the worst in everyone. I've not been happy with what's been happening in Gaza, but I don't think anything is going to come of this, but you'll have to let me know what your thoughts are. By the way, thank you guys so much for liking and sharing these videos. It really helps me out, so thank you guys so much for doing that. I see you guys. Hello, good evening. Okay, there's a lot to get through, so I'm going to keep going. Back in America, former President Donald Trump's hush money trial is heading to an end, hopefully. With today's possibly being the last chance to sway the jury, Trump's defense handed Michael Cohen one final blow. While being cross-examined, Michael Cohen admitted to overcharging Donald Trump by $30,000 with a fake receipt from a tech company. This wasn't the topic of debate. However, Michael Cohen directly admitted in court to stealing $30,000 from Donald Trump. Now, if I was on the jury, I would have a hard time believing someone who just admitted to committing a crime, who has lied, committed perjury, was most likely trying to extort money out of Donald Trump by colluding with Stormy Daniels. But we'll see what the trial or the judge ends up saying. Now, Michael Cohen's might be facing 7 years in prison after admitting to 6 different felonies while under oath, including stealing from the Trump organization. Now, he might also be facing a lawsuit from Donald Trump or the Trump organization in order to recover the money that he stole from the Trump family. However, Jesse Waters of Fox News summed it up perfectly. He said, "The only proof of a crime that we have in the Trump trial is a crime committed by the star witness, not the defendant. The only falsified business document we have on record was falsified by Michael Cohen, not Donald Trump. The whole case rested on a phone call that never happened and Trump signing off on a false invoice that he didn't know about. Why would Trump sign off on an invoice that robbed him of tens of thousands of dollars? He wouldn't. Trump is coming out of this as the victim of a crime committed by a freewheeling attorney who only changed his story after the feds raided his office and said, you have 48 hours to plead guilty or you and your wife are going to prison." So literally, Trump was originally the person that they were going after, and now the star witness ends up being the center of this crime. Absolutely crazy, crazy the turn of events. I bet you Letitia James and Alvin Braggs are just like shaking their head like, oh my gosh, how did we not know that this was going to absolutely humiliate us and make the New York Department of Justice look like a bunch of idiots? WK Prospecting, thank you for the super chat. Hashtag Trump 2024, US. Hashtag Stephen Gardner for VP. Well, that's very kind of you to say that. Thank you very much for the super chat. All right, now, this was also interesting. Billionaire Bill Ackman, a lifelong Democrat who's recently been red-pilled, said CNN provided prima facie evidence that Donald Trump's New York case is politically motivated prosecution. This is an embarrassment to our country's legal system. Democracy and justice depend on the fair application of our prosecutorial resources. Allowing a witness for the prosecution to get away with a more serious crime in exchange for testimony that the prosecution hopes will convict a political target of a lesser crime is a low point for the Democrat Party's political and legal machine. I love that. This is a low point for the Democrat Party and legal machine. And how could anyone on a jury rely on Cohen's testimony in light of the above? This is a real low point for our democracy and the credibility of the New York Attorney General. Absolutely crazy. What are your thoughts from Bill Ackman? I mean, I think he's spot on. This is an absolute low point for the Democrat Party and the New York justice system. If you agree with that, type Y for yes. And if you don't, type N for no. But man, Bill Ackman is not my favorite person, but he summed that up really, really well. This is a low point. It is obviously politically motivated. This is political persecution, and it's done through legal or illegal prosecution. You guys are saying why? Yes, of course. This absolutely is. All right, now, don't miss out on my video from earlier today where I expose Representative Dan Goldman, Juan Merchan, the judge's family and daughter, and Laura Loomer is the one that did it. Now, earlier today, I showed you how independent journalist Laura Loomer exposed Representative Dan Goldman for doing witness prep with Michael Cohen while also paying Judge Juan Merchan's daughter hundreds of thousands of dollars mailed directly to her house for recent consulting fees. Well, Laura Loomer has done it again, this time against a Democrat representative in New Jersey. New Jersey Congressional Democrat Representative Miki Sherrill, who told Donald Trump to go back to court, has been sending money to Juan Merchan daughter's home in Richmond, Virginia. She says, as I was searching through Democrat Congresswoman Miki Sherrill's FEC disclosure forms for her campaign disbursement, according to the FEC records, the address that New Jersey Democrat Congresswoman Miki Sherrill sends her checks to when she pays authentic campaigns is Richmond, Virginia address of the daughter of Judge Juan Merchan, Lauren Merchan. Now, according to the FEC records, Miki Sherrill, the congresswoman, has sent 16 payments to Juan Merchan's daughter's house, totaling $229,213.34. So you're telling me that Judge Juan Merchan's daughter has been receiving hundreds of thousands of dollars from Biden, Kamala Harris, Representative Adam Schiff, Dan Goldman, and now Miki Sherrill of New Jersey. This entire thing is a sham. While these payments were being received, Juan Merchan was jailing Trump CFO Alan Weisselberg and also Trump White House consultant Steve Bannon. And as I exposed again earlier today, New York Democrat Congressman Dan Goldman, they've all been sending hundreds of thousands of dollars directly to Juan Merchan's daughter's house in Richmond, Virginia. Unbelievable. The Good Day Realtor, thank you so much for the super chat and the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate those super chats. I try to get to each and every one of them every time I see them. All right, what do you guys think of that? Judge Juan Merchan refuses to recuse himself. Hundreds of thousands of dollars from Adam Schiff. Hundreds of thousands of dollars from Dan Goldman. Hundreds of thousands of dollars from Representative Miki Sherrill mailed directly to her house, all while this is going on with Steve Bannon and Donald Trump and Weisselberg, the CFO. Unbelievable. Nilsson, Philo, thank you so much for the super chat. Stephen Gardner, not guilty, incoming. Yeah, they're saying it could be as early as tomorrow morning. So pretty crazy. All right, now over the weekend, Donald Trump took some time away from the courtroom to campaign on our Second Amendment rights. During his 9th National Rifle Association speech, Trump stated, "Democrats want to take away your rights. I know that better than anybody. They want to take away my rights better than anybody, worse than Al Capone, who got indicted twice, and I got indicted 4 times. And now every single legal case against Donald Trump is completely falling apart." This was the one. This was the one in New York City. And now Stormy Daniels has lied. It's come out that she was fabricating stories. It's also come out that Michael Cohen's admitted to 6 different felonies and admitted to stealing money from Donald Trump and the Trump Organization. While Trump is fighting for our basic Second Amendment rights, President Biden is having another memory lapse. While speaking at the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, Biden claimed that he was vice president during the pandemic, during the lockdowns. He said, "When I was vice president, things were kind of bad during the pandemic. And what happened was Barack said to me, go to Detroit and help fix it." Now, just to be clear, Donald J. Trump was president during the pandemic. It was not Joseph Robinette Biden. Crazy. Biden should watch my channel. I think he would learn a lot about the country, right? Mike Pence was vice president during that time. Freedom Eagle, off topic, but please go listen to The Real Samson. His music is pro-conservative and must be heard everywhere. Okay, I'll check that out after this broadcast. All right, now, all jokes aside, in response to a reporter, the White House failed to confirm or deny if President Joe Biden will take any performance-enhancing drugs during his June debate with Donald Trump. Like, just say he won't. But they'll neither confirm nor deny that he will be taking some kind of drugs to enhance his performance. Democrats may try to play this off as an impossibility, but come on. The man just announced that he was vice president during the pandemic. Donald Trump himself has accused Joe Biden of previously using performance-enhancing drugs during the State of the Union address and claimed that he will demand a drug test before he'll debate him. Now, do you think that Donald Trump is overreacting, or should there be a drug test? I want to hear from you guys over in the chat. Drug test or no drug test? I'm saying drug test him. That guy is definitely on something. I have watched hundreds of hours of Joe Biden speaking or babbling or mumbling, whatever you want to call it. And then the State of the Union, dude, the guy looked like Hitler screaming. He was definitely on something. You guys are saying, yeah, he's definitely needing to be drug tested. You guys get it. You guys totally get it. You're so smart and so amazing. All right, now listen to this. It just keeps getting worse for DA Fani Willis down in Georgia. The case against DA Fani Willis for her disqualification will be starting soon. Plus, it looks like they might be adding some new charges. I'm still getting all of the details, but it looks like District Attorney Fani Willis, in her managerial role over the District Attorney office, misappropriated $2 million in funds that were supposed to help women who were victims of schmexual assault. This is no joking matter. Like, women who were assaulted, this money was to go to help them. And instead, documents are showing that Fani Willis used that money to go on luxury vacations. I mean, honestly, what more could come out about this lady? This is low down. This is crazy. So she took like $500,000 from a program to help the youth avoid getting in gangs in Atlanta, and now $2 million for women who have been abused and assaulted. Like, come on. And also that she could go on luxury vacations. I mean, wow, the grift is real, my friends. She needs to be thrown out. Stephen, why did you say schmexual? Well, because sometimes the artificial intelligence that YouTube uses will flag videos if you say certain words. So sometimes, to protect myself and my channel, I say different words like that, right? Like the schmaxine or Anthony Schmouchy. But this is no joking matter. Seriously, she stole $2 million from women who have been assaulted. All right, speaking of women assaulted, Democrat Representative Jasmine Crockett continues to call Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene racist for calling out that she had fake eyelashes on during a congressional hearing. During a heated argument regarding a resolution, Greene stated that Crockett's fake eyelashes must be messing up her ability to read. If critiquing someone for having eyelashes is racist, then I think we've lost sense of the word. As Americans, can we please stop throwing around the label racist? I know there are racists, real ones. It's disgusting. But to say that someone's racist because they point out your fake eyelashes, I bet you there are 50 different races in America that have women that have fake eyelashes. It's not racist. It's ridiculous. And you know why that whole fight came out? Because Marjorie Taylor Greene was about to ask questions about the Georgia election and Representative Dan Goldman sending money to the daughter of Judge Juan Merchan. That's why that whole 3-minute argument broke out. And then her time was taken away and she wasn't able to ask the question. So that's what that was really about. But, you know, they throw the race card around. All right, in Ukraine, a new conscription law has gone into effect in an effort to get more young men killed on the battlefield. I mean, fighting in the battlefield. While the max draft age has been shifted from 27 to 25, it will not be easier for them to identify all valid conscripts. On top of this, Ukraine is now offering sign-up bonuses using taxpayer money or assistance on buying a house when you get back from war. Unfortunately, a lot of these young men are not coming back from war. 500,000 Ukrainian people have been killed. There's very few people left. 10 million fled the country. It's not looking good, but I mean, honestly, what good does a down payment on a house do if you're dead? This war needs to end. It's a humanitarian crisis. They need to give up land and move on. I don't know. I just think it's crazy. Someone just said they're not coming back. Of course they're not coming back. They're literally sending them off to the meat grinder. The only one benefiting from all of this is the leaders, supposed leaders in Ukraine, who it was just discovered hundreds of millions of dollars of U.S. taxpayer money has gone missing as they faked contract work up in Kharkiv because they thought Russia would never come in. And then what happens? Russia marched in completely undeterred and took the city in one day. Thank goodness our taxpayer money is going to Ukraine, right? It's disgusting to me. You know, they talk about they don't want these children killed in Gaza. I don't either. But they're literally signing kids up to be killed by Russia in Ukraine. It's disgusting to me. It's a suicide mission, in my humble opinion, says Martin. I agree. It's disgusting. All because Zelensky refuses to end the war. Dude, this war is over. You have lost. It is now better to save your people, keep your men so that they can rebuild the Ukrainian population and move on. And NATO, you guys march them to this death. It's absolutely crazy. All right, this is my 4th video for the day, so I'm actually going to head to bed. I love you guys. Stay amazing. Lots of big news updates, but man, this whole Trump thing just absolutely fell apart, and it's been really interesting to cover on your behalf. Hey, thank you guys. Give this video a like. Hit that subscribe button. We're almost to 1.6 million amazing truth seekers. I love you. Good night. Have a great rest of your day.